What's good, guys? Prince Sports here. So let's get into it. Um, Russell Westbrook went from a player with a promising career, one of the most athletic point guards we have ever seen, alongside Derrick Rose. He could average a triple double. He had a decent mid range game. He was ferocious at attacking the basket. He had all of that, right? Multiple time All Star, future Hall of Famer, which he's still going to be. But the minute he joined the Lakers, his career went downhill. Now he's on the verge of being called the next Allen Iverson. You know how Allen Iverson was blacklisted from the NBA? Pretty much no team wanted him, mainly because he failed to adapt to change, and his body couldn't keep up with the change of the NBA, and his body couldn't keep up with the playing style that he's normally used to playing with. That's the same thing for Russell Westbrook. Westbrook is a point guard that relies on athletic ability, but he's been in the league for past a decade now. That's way too long. A lot of miles run and tear on your body, and assuming the fact that he had several injuries, okay, the ones from Pat Bev, ones early in his career in his season. So he had a lot of injuries that caused him to miss seasons, and injuries on his knees. Now, when you're an athletic basketball player, injuries on your knees could be devastating. So it's only natural that he was going to take a dip and start to decline. But the way the Lakers are doing him with this damage control, especially the main corporates, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, acting like they really want to play with Russell Westbrook, is a flat out lie. I know you can't possibly believe that. And here's the funny part about it. They only saying that because it's a situation where the market is really low for Russell Westbrook. And there's teams out there say, hey, if you're going to give us Westbrook, you're going to put more on the plate. We're not full. We're still hungry. And you're going to have to give us some draft picks, which the Lakers are reluctant to do. I don't know why, because you never was a draft pick team or a franchise, but you don't want to give up your draft picks. And teams just don't want to take Russell Westbrook, who's going to be a free agent next season. So his contract really don't add up. But if you ask me, him going to the Cleveland Cavaliers, Russell Westbrook is a perfect trade. You don't want Colin Sexton, right? He's a guy that is a solid basketball player, but he's coming off an injury year. You got Darius Garland, and you're going to move forward with him. And you got all those young players. Why not give Kevin Love and Colin Sexton to the Lakers, and you take some draft picks and Russell Westbrook for 1 year? That makes the most sense, because Russell Westbrook's career pretty much is damaged. And it's damaged because he played and he chose to go to play with LeBron James after they recruited him. This is an ongoing pattern. Any team that LeBron James is on and you got all-stars on it, those all-stars will be discredited, disvalued, and flat out disrespected. I mean, look at the situations that's going on now. It's right in front of your eyes. Anthony Davis went from being the top 5 player in the league, a franchise player, to being called street clothes, a bum, disrespected, all of this stuff, right? All because he was playing with LeBron James and he's under the limelight. So all it takes is to play with LeBron James, be part of that drama, and get toxic. Kevin Love, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Kyrie Irving, they all got discredited one way or another because they was playing with LeBron James. And it's always discredit other superstars and do that to uplift, to uplift LeBron James. That's pretty much been the motto for LeBron's legacy, in terms of saying, or talking about how good he is at the expense of discrediting other players, because you have to discredit these other players because I know that he's won with too many future Hall of Famers. He's won with too many all-time greats, and he's won with too many all-stars. So the only way to try to diffuse this conversation is really smart, is to try to downgrade and discredit these all-star players that he's played with and act like they're bums and scrubs. And that's a way to try to boast up LeBron James. But here's the funny part that Russell Westbrook and all these other players don't realize. LeBron James needs you more than you need him, because you could have went to another team and won an NBA championship. Anthony Davis, you could have went to the Golden State Warriors and won a championship. You don't need LeBron James. And I guaranteed you, if you went to a team like Golden State or some other team and won the championship, your legacy would have been way much better. You wouldn't have been discredited the way that you are now. You wouldn't have been devalued the way you are now. The same thing has happened to Russell Westbrook. You should have said no to LeBron James from the jump, and you wouldn't be in this situation. Now, you're facing a situation where you may be blacklisted from the NBA. You may not have a job no more after this contract runs out, because no team is probably showing very little interest in pitting you on a team. And that reason is part of your fault because you failed to adapt. And the other part is your reputation took a big hit because you played with LeBron James. That's just the fact of the matter, man. Press Sports out. Peace.